Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to The Salty Truth, the fourth episode. And we have some friends with us today. I know you see my beautiful wife up there in the corner.
Hello,
She is the queen of receipts, but we brought some other people in that have receipts today. These are the Nicks. Fellas, would you like to give us, tell us a little bit about yourselves and how we know each other?
Yeah. We're Nick's Right Podcast, where Nick is always right. We're not pompous, arrogant jerks. We just named it Nick's Right Podcast because we argue a lot. And so, therefore, a Nick is always right.
It does imply that one Nick is always wrong. So,
yeah. We're not pompous, arrogant jerks. We just like talking about the truth.
Well, right. And so I want to give you guys a little bit of clout. I started seeing them around here in the Texas area because they have been standing in the pocket and riding hard against the radical Islam overtake that's been happening in the area around us. And us being local to the area, I started getting very interested in it. And I know you guys have a lot of those receipts, and Mama has stepped on it as well. But before we get all the way into that, I think we're going to do a quick ad read, pay some bills, and then we'll jump in. All right?
See if it'll let me do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah, if it'll let me. Clearly, Rumble.
Oh.
Well, it's us now.
It didn't let her.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. We have had issues.
Why don't we give you the spotlight here?
Well, we don't have an ad read going on right now. We'll have to come back to that.
All right, we don't have an ad read. Well, we'll just jump straight into it then.
All right, so we are going to start off with, y'all probably know about this one. A lot of people, the stabbing that happened in France with the guy chasing down. So I want to show the video and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Let me get this on screen. Share. We'll pop ourselves over here, guys. It just blows my mind how he just walks down the street, though. Nobody does anything.
So for some context, this guy just stabbed somebody with
three women.
Three women with the blade. And there, another one right there. You don't even see it, but
and this is just a small. But yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah, that's what we're up against.
It genuinely is. It seems to be what we're staring down the barrel of here in the North Texas area. I mean, it's worrisome because we have video after video we can show today of
these attacks and things like that. And I didn't realize it was so bad in our area, honestly, until I started seeing Nick's videos about Epic, which is now they're obviously trying to rebrand as Meadows. And I had no idea that it was this bad in this area like that. And then it was digging in. It's like, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. They are taking over every country, it seems like.
Yeah, I would say you're exactly right. And
we got other Nick's back.
Do we?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We have you. We don't have
now tell
victory.
Tell your Nick what you just did. Refresh.
Okay.
Unmute yourself.
I'll text him right now.
Refresh.
Salty, unmute yourself. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Right. We will get to this today. I promise you we will.
Okay, he just refreshed, so I think he's about to come back. There he is.
I promise you we will get this handled.
Technology sucks.
God, it's
we inherited a time slot that it hasn't been friendly to us yet.
Okay.
Four episodes.
Nick, turn on your camera.
I'm sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
There
yes.
it is.
Woo, we have us everybody back. Okay.
Let's rock steady
Spiritual
now.
warfare.
Now
hand
let's
here.
go.
All right, good. I hope that wasn't, but was my fault. I don't know which.
It was not your fault.
I
Nick.
don't think it was your fault. I think that was a Rumble Studio thing that just.
That was
Okay.
a technologia thing. Yes.
Technologia. Yeah.
All right.
Can I have a running
But
joke?
so then we're talking about the Paris thing and seeing that, and then I think one of the most horrific things that I remember seeing. Do y'all remember that Belfast video of the man they tried to cut off his neck or cut off his head?
Let's go ahead and look at
We
that.
have that.
Whoa, I have not seen that one.
Yeah, this is
Oh
this
my
is an interesting
gosh.
one. This caused a
I'm
riot.
going to let y'all know parts of this are blurred, but it is extremely graphic.
That's
I'm
for
sure.
good reason.
Let's get back on the screen over here.
Well, it went dark whenever we started watching one of the videos.
Well,
Okay.
now we know we can refresh.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Get off him, you rat.
This is a brutal knife attack in Belfast, Northern Ireland, late Monday night. And a man who police say is from Sudan is seen wielding a knife and attacking another man while straddling him on top of his chest. And at one point, one woman said,
Yeah.
Wow.
It was so bad. I remember I saw the original full video, and just my only thing I kept thinking was, why is nobody stepping in? Nobody does anything. They sit there, they record. The police get there, don't do anything, and just I don't.
Well,
Well, they're not armed. They don't have guns and sidearms.
That's one, yeah, for sure. That's absolutely one. It's also this cell phone culture, which is I'm feeling good because I'm not part of it because I'm behind the screen. I can hide from the responsibility of. It's kind of like we just caught the shoot, like the homie that just recorded that shooting that happened over by the In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you are not safe.
Like you're not safe behind the camera. They can shoot you too.
Right. And I mean, this is why the 2A obviously here, but we talk about this. I know Salty and I talk about this a lot because he's a veteran and went to war 4 times. And this is the kind of thing that they went to war to keep off of our front lines.
Mm-hmm.
And we feel
That's
a little
right.
bit betrayed on the backside because you told us we wouldn't have to see this here.
You know, and this is just now this is a regular occurrence of stabbings. And who was the young kid in England got stabbed, and then they were like, put him in handcuffs, let him bleed
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Well, he died.
That's
Yeah.
Well, he
Like-
died. Yeah.
But
Now,
they
the
get
last
they
gentleman
get
we
to
just
carry.
the last gentleman we just saw, the gentleman, the guy that was on the ground, the gentleman that was on the ground, he did live, right?
He did end up living.
He was a very large fellow. The calories were he wasn't in a calorie deficit.
Literally saved his
That's
life.
the way to look at it, sure.
Are you saying him being fat was literally
Kinda
saving
saved
his
his
life?
life.
A catalyst for him surviving
But
this.
like the original video is like 10 minutes long, and this guy is literally just slowly sawing off, trying to saw his head off.
What kind of a human being could I mean I imagine a person doing that and what must be going through their mind and their heart in order to do that, and you just have to ask what kind of a person would do that. You know, have y'all heard of the stabbing in Berlin, the one that happened in Berlin a few weeks ago at the LGBTQ
I don't think
whatever,
I
the
saw
alternate
that
life.
one.
Yeah, there was a I'll make this quick. There was a parade, right? And at the end of the parade, there was a big gathering, and this guy, Muslim, 21-year-old Muslim, went in there and killed one and injured 29. Now, ask yourself what you would have to do to injure 29 people with a knife.
A knife.
He was just going through swinging, and these injuries were probably hands, forearms, shoulders.
That's
Just-
horrific.
It's-
It's horrific. Can
it
you
is
imagine
psychopathic.
watching this? You know what I mean? Being witness to it.
Well, and again, like they said, is because they're not armed. So you're just a sitting duck. Like at least here, I can defend myself. You come at me like that, I have a 2A right. And
You can do what your life can handle. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
but and we even go back because as I was digging through, I just wanted to see how far back do we see these kind of events happening. When did this start? I'm finding ones going back all the way to even to 2013. Do y'all know a name, Lee Rigby?
I've heard that name.
No.
So this dude, share this screen real quick. This is the most I could find on this was this Wikipedia page. which is kind of crazy on this. But this guy was, this is what he looks like right here. He was stabbed to death at 20. He was 25 years old and was stabbed to death by, ran him down with a car, used knives and a cleaver to stab and attack him to death.
Unbelievable, man.
Can we just make a quick Second Amendment plug here? Because, you know, the Second Amendment is important to where the Second Amendment is going to stop people like this. Because guess what? If you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're not going to have much of a fight.
Bingo.
And so what they're doing is they're trying to disarm all the people who would actually get out there and stop something like that.
Yeah,
it's true. And isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? The people that are the loudest about the gun rights are the ones that think that there's a 30-round clip magazine ghost gun. It's always the guy that knows nothing,
right,
that's trying to tell you the most.
It was the same concept with the Charlie Kirk shooting Tyler Robinson. There's no way it could ever be a 30-06, except for there's multiple different soft point tips and things like that.
Anyone who's been to a range and has ever shot a gun knows that bullets do weird things. That's why they're
weird things. Yes, yeah.
That's why it's called bullet theory.
Yeah,
it is.
And that's
fact.
And that's where it's. But yeah, Second Amendment. I'm telling, arm yourselves, women, men, all of it. Like I remember, we have a 17-year-old daughter, and I first taught her how to defend herself with a gun at like 11 years old. Like,
wow,
fabulous.
And it's, our sons will learn the same as they get older.
Yeah, good. I just want to address the question that you asked was with, in so much as how long ago, how far back can we go? The answer is real simple. In 622, again, I'll make this really quick. Muhammad put together the first caliphate ever, which is the first Islamic law. And he did so by beheading all the Jews that were left in Medina. And ever since 622, that's 1,404 years ago, every single day, somewhere in the world, a Jew or a Christian or a non-Muslim has been getting their head cut off every day since then. In fact, today, the average number of Christians that are going to die in Ethiopia, I think it is 35. 35 Christians will die today on average.
I've looked into that, where people will be like, there's not an epidemic, or it's not a genocide of Christians. And I actually disagree. Completely.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the video that came up? I was scrolling my short form over there, and there was one that says, "What's the difference between a woman and a hijab and a nun?" He said, "Nuns don't fucking explode."
Yeah,
where's the lie? Where's the lie? And this is why we wanted to have y'all on, because again, y'all, this is kind of y'all's like subject matter expert on this. Is
in the weeds for y'all. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you think that. We covered a lot, because I'm really getting tired of seeing everything that's going down. I mean, obviously, I think we're all tired of seeing everything that's going down, especially when it's so close to home. I mean, we just covered the whole McKinney thing. I just put out a video today about the 7-0 vote. I wanted to know exactly why it was a 7-0 vote. Like, there was so much opposition, but come to find out, Beau French put out by the way, he's probably going to be our next railroad commissioner.
Do you mind if we play that we pulled that video, that 7-0
today? Did I put up today? Yeah.
Do you mind if we play that for you?
No,
hey, this is the Nick's Right podcast, y'all. Go
ahead and let's
share.
All right, y'all, real quick. Yeah, Nick, go ahead, plug y'all. Let them know where they can find you first.
Oh, yeah. Well, everywhere you can find us, it's Nick's Right Podcast. That's on literally every platform across the universe except for X, because X is stupid. So you can find us on Nick's Right Pod.
There you go. And here we go, guys.
Okay, so we're all aware of the late Tuesday night city council meeting that was held in McKinney, Texas, and the overwhelming opposition from the city residents against the Islamic Center that was going up. The vote was 7-0, and a lot of people were like, how is that possible, when they saw all of this opposition and the desire for that not to be built? So the question is, why did every single council member vote yes? And the answer is actually quite simple, and it's unfortunate, because their hands were literally tied. Councilman Patrick Coltier explained it during a July meeting. He said, if a project follows the zoning exactly with no variances, the city council and planning and zoning have no authority to stop it. He also said site plan approval is a ministerial action, meaning the council is required to approve it if it meets the code. He warned that if anybody voted no anyway, the city would likely be sued and would likely lose, and taxpayers would end up paying the legal fees. And honestly, if I was a resident of McKinney, I would say, go ahead, let's pay those fees so this doesn't happen. But that's just my opinion. The revised plans of this Islamic center met every zoning requirement. No variances, no rezoning requests. City staff confirmed the project complied with the code. At that point, the vote just became procedural, not a decision based on what residents wanted. This is why the final vote was 7-0. The law left the council with almost zero discretion. Now, in my personal opinion, the only way we can go about it in the future is the law needs to designate this specific religion as not a religion, but as a political ideology. Subscribe to our free newsletter. Link is in the bio. It's also on Substack and Nick's Red Podcast. I was going to get that plug at the very end.
Hey, you got to get it. Gotta get it.
No.
Yeah, I found that out because you guys get the same thing. Followers will send you information. You probably get over 100 messages a day. And someone sent me that information that was living in McKinney saying that the only reason why it was a 7-0 vote. And I'm like, you know what? That's still a little cowardly if you ask me. So you're saying that you're just afraid of getting sued, yet you see the complete opposition of the residents of McKinney that don't want this.
Yeah.
Like there was an overwhelming show up to that city council meeting, and it was a 7-0. I mean, you could have at least given us something like make it make it 4-3. It still passes, but at least we see that there's someone that is like.
And we talked about this a little bit yesterday on our show, the fact that the people that we keep seeming to elect into these positions keep going against what the people, what their constituents want. And it's just, this is what I went on a whole rant yesterday about midterms and primaries and how Republicans are horrible about showing up for non-presidential elections.
Terrible.
And and the fact that that's how we end up with this situation, how we end up on the boards and they're running our cities and things like that. And then they just don't care what we want anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a former Iranian who was actually on the podcast a couple of weeks ago who said he was alive in Iran when the Ayatollah Khomeini back in 1979 took over the country. And he said, if you look at the playbook that the Ayatollah Khomeini was using to take over Iran, to upend their culture and their society completely, it's the same playbook that Mamdani's using in New York. He's making promises to get elected. He's making promise after promise. He makes it look really good, and none of them come true. All they want to do is get into power because they know once they get into power that their foot is in the door.
Oh, yeah.
And their book is a book of deception. It teaches them to deceive, and they're very, very good at it. So
they are. I actually was having a conversation about that with my daughter because again, she's 17, so she gets to vote in the next election cycle and things like that.
There we go.
Good.
And so we try to have open and honest conversations with her about what is going on in the real world, especially she goes off to college in a year. And part of that is because she brought up James Tallarico. She's like, I've seen ads. I was like, whoa, hold on. Hold on. And then,
everybody calm down.
It's like Joel Osteen on acid.
And so I started talking to her about it and everything and describing that. I was like, that he's very charismatic and things like that. She goes, oh, like Mamdani. I go, yes. Like she already picked up on the fact that
it's Obama part 2. They talk smooth. The words come out nice. It sounds good.
You know what? It got me twice. So shut up.
And it makes you feel.
It got me twice. So shut up.
It's buttery and it makes you. No, she did.
I'm a newbie conservative. COVID woke me up.
Hey,
welcome over to the party.
Welcome to freedom. Welcome to the United States.
Yeah,
a bit of decency.
It took her doing one little bit of research to turn her into receipt queen. So,
and then it just became like I couldn't put the shovel down.
Everything? Yes.
I couldn't put the shovel down. I'm like, hang on, everything was a lie.
Yes. Everything was a lie.
Yes, everything was a lie.
Yeah.
But you speak of like McKinney, so we've got we have the video of that town.
Yeah, the town hall.
We'll show that, but I do want to show something else because I don't know if y'all know this. Have y'all seen the new Richardson mayor yet?
Oh yeah, he's Muslim. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's straight up Muslim. Yeah.
This guy.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
What
Look
is
at that
that?
grin.
That looks like the most devious grin I've ever seen in my life.
I'm telling you, he needs to be a villain in a movie somewhere.
But yeah, it's so because I go out to clients and I'm a bookkeeper as well. I run a bookkeeping company, and as I go out, I drive through Richardson to get out there, and what I noticed around like the 4th of July time frame, especially, is Plano flags lined everywhere.
Yeah.
You enter Richardson, nothing.
Oh,
Get into Garland, start some more start showing up and things like that. But it's like, well, you can tell that the mayor has clearly decided that we are not going to celebrate America.
Yeah.
Like, and it just became so obvious. But here's that.
And shout out to the people of McKinney, the ones that are showing up for this.
I know
you never see town halls that look like this.
This is impressive to me.
Clap it up.
I'll shame on myself. I don't go to these. Shame on myself for that because
there's a reason why we don't go to these, and I'll
we're
talk about
recognizable.
It
well, because it's not safe.
It's not safe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Here you go. Here's this.
Finally, this meeting is not about rezoning.
That's the former mayor.
And there's my favorite person right there.
Yeah. I love that part.
Let's go. That's our grandma now, by the way. That's not just somebody's grandma. That's our
grandma.
Oh,
okay?
I saw.
If they hit her with assault charges, I don't care. We got bail.
I saw a video of a woman who was like, she accosted him. I'm like, that's my grandma now. Okay, let's go. I'll pay bail. I don't care.
That's our
probably raise the money.
The funny thing, but the thing about that grandmother is she doesn't believe in accosting when it comes to revolution.
Right.
When there's a revolution, there's no such thing as accosting.
Well, and that's why
it's a revolution.
Say there's no such thing. There's no good time for political violence. Well, how do you think this country was founded?
Oh, that's a good point.
Ooh,
how do you think that, I gotta have that argument.
It's so funny when you start playing devil's advocate with yourself and all of the popularisms that you hear, you start coming into these little pieces of logic like that. Well, if it's not political, what's it for?
Yeah,
what is the violence being?
No, there's actually an absolute perfect time for political violence.
Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah, for sure.
So
if you're talking about Richardson, I had one of the worst car buying experiences in Richardson of my entire life.
That whole saga. That was a good one.
Yeah, dude. And I didn't really put 2 and 2 together until later on, whenever I got a little bit more recognizable, and I was like, holy cow. The guy that I was messing with, I mean, I'm not being racist. I'm just saying he could have been Muslim. He could have been Muslim the way he was treating me going back and forth.
He didn't like me. Okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure you get this because I've run into this a handful of times. If I go out local places and they recognize me and they don't care for me so much sometimes. Remember there was that, I think we talked to you about, there's that shopping center just right over there. Dude, I still like that. So there's a driving school that has got all kinds of shadiness to me on there because it is in one little like suite. It has the driving school, a home health care place, an ID check place, and something else. Like
wow.
And then it's just I went, and anytime I've tried to record anything or take pictures, there's always somebody that comes out and just stands there.
Wow. No, that's not suspicious at all.
Right? You're definitely not doing anything shady over there.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not.
But
I've been recognized very few times from the podcast, but my experience has always been pretty good. Nick's the face. Look at that face. Don't you just want to pinch his cheek? He's the face of the podcast.
Well,
and so all of the bad attention we get kind of goes through him.
Well, yeah, look, that's our same. That's the same. We just get the most feminine person to be the face. That makes sense.
I resent that,
You are
sir.
so
Hey,
wrong for
I'm
that.
sorry. We
resent
met
that.
them. We met them today. I'm already roasting the guest. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I didn't say nothing.
We're gonna get a beer later. I
Nick's
promise
just
you.
like, finally, someone can be on my
Right.
side. Roastier than Nick.
But so
Both brothers unite.
what I see a lot though with these, especially in response to the McKinney thing, is I saw some woman come on and she's sloshing around a whole glass of wine while she's talking, very taken serious, But
Wait,
Sure.
on the mic?
no, like she was doing like just a TikTok video. She's holding a
Oh,
glass
okay,
of wine,
okay.
just sloshing it. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
no, we lost a hef.
He's still
so,
with
but
us. I think he just turned off his camera.
yeah, I think he's going to check on our 3-year-old, make sure he's not caught.
Oh, nice. Yeah, check on the 3-year-old.
But
for
so
sure.
this lady is going on about how it's all these Islamic phobic people, Islamic phobic.
Oh,
and
give me a effing break, dude.
I'm not.
Like-
That's what I'm like. I'm not afraid of these people. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm Islamic intolerant. Like
There you go.
I'm
Ooh, I
Islamic
like that word.
intolerant. Like and it's again, my husband, when he comes back, he'll tell you is that he always makes the jokes of it's, sometimes it's Sunni, sometimes it's Shia, but most of the time it's, I think it's Shia is what he says.
Mhm.
But and it's how are you supposed to know the difference? You
Well,
can't.
the
Right.
thing that its common denominator is it's Islam.
Yeah.
And basis on no matter what, Sharia law is the basis of that.
Yeah.
And that kind of where it's not peaceful. It never will be
Mhm.
peaceful. It has no intent to be peaceful, to the point of brings me to my next video.
All right.
Slide right in there.
Slide that in there.
Good segue.
This one was back in 2010. So this is
Nice.
how long they've been telling us, though, this is the plan.
And raised in the United States, a country whose way of life they say they hate. And if you are not a Muslim, they count you as a disbeliever. Their mission? To terrorize you.
We're commanded to terrorize the disbelievers. And this is a religion, like I said.
Commanded to terrorize the
The Quran says very clearly in the Arabic language, Turhibuna. This means terrorize them. It's a command from Allah.
Wow.
So you're commanded.
Just
Wow.
Yep.
they're
Yep.
Can you
telling
send me that
you.
video? Can you send me that
Yeah,
video?
I will say. Yeah, I'll send that to you. Yeah, they're
Wow.
telling you
Yeah.
that this is the plan. Like, and you've still got people just nuh-uh.
Yeah, they're very open about it, and it just baffles me that
Yeah.
they're the people that are going to suffer first when and if Sharia law ever gets instituted
Mhm.
are the people defending them. The
Mhm.
gays and the lefties and the bleeding hearts, and
Do you-
they're the ones that are going to be affected first. And it's funny what you said right before you played the video. You hit on 2 of the 3 things that I try to remind people of. Sharia law, for those who don't know, completely negates the idea of the moderate Muslim. There's no such thing. Under Sharia law, they have no choice but to be as extreme as everybody else, because
Yeah.
then they'll get punished if they're not. So there's no such thing as a moderate Muslim. And the guy that you just saw on this video,
Mhm.
I'll bet you in his real life out there, living in his little apartment or his house or whatever it is, he probably strikes his neighbors as moderate as he can be.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't catch him in the mosque, man,
No.
because
Yeah.
that's what you'll get. What you saw.
It's just, again, there's no such thing as they don't assimilate. They don't want to assimilate. They're telling you they don't want to assimilate.
Mhm.
Believe
Now I stepped away for a second, but have we talked about Nick Shirley yet? Or Nick Shirley? Nick who?
No,
Who's,
no, not yet.
no, who's the one? Sorter.
Nick Sorter. No, we have not.
No.
talked about Nick Sorter. What's going
No.
All
on?
right, so I don't think we have a video of this, but there's videos floating around. He got stoned.
Was it Nick Sorter or was it?
No,
Jake
that was
Long?
Jake
That was
Lang.
Jake
Oh,
Lang.
Jake Lang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
that's
a
right, that's
video.
right.
I responded to
Yeah,
that video, and
I
it's
was
going
gonna say
viral right
he
now.
got.
Like,
Look, I'm no fan. I'm no fan.
Well, we
But-
I'm,
we
no,
had
no.
so-
Jake Lang's a little bit of a loose cannon. I
Yeah,
tried to get
it's-
him on the pod, and someone's like, you might want to rethink that. And so, don't get me wrong. I like the work that he's doing because he's being a little bit more bold than most people would, including myself, because I'm not going to go out there and do that.
Look, I'm not.
I'm
I've
not
already
doing
been
that.
downrange a couple times. I already know what it's like getting rocks thrown at me as I'm trying
Exactly.
to.
Here, I think
exactly.
Wow.
I got
So
the
I'm
video,
not trying
guys.
to go here we go. She found it. Research.
Again,
You're
finally.
quick.
See, he says research department, but
Yeah,
you know.
research department. Can you guys
Hi,
do that?
I'm research, guys. I got good at researching because I just. Oh, where's our sound?
Oh, this is what happened last time. We're gonna have to refresh again.
Oh, I got it.
There we go.
I got my snare in my headphones.
Jesus is King of Dearborn, Michigan. I speak the name of Jesus.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No violence.
Wow.
No violence.
And they just come after him.
Never.
No violence.
Yeah, and he keeps getting lit.
Goodness.
No violence. No violence.
As he chants, "No violence."
And they just come
That's
after him.
unbelievable, man.
Goodness.
So
That's
I asked
crazy.
a simple question after I responded to that video, and I said, "Why is it that Muslims always get so riled up whenever you speak the name of Jesus?"
Always.
I'm telling
Every
you.
freaking time. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
It's like holy water for them. They're
Exactly.
They're vampires.
Hey, while we have a good breaking spot, do we want to talk about Leanne real quick? Our friend over at thingsofholding.com.
Yes, let me get this pulled up
I want
here.
to talk about Leanne.
So this woman, y'all would like her too. She has got all kinds of. She does like snarky magnets and stickers and all kinds of stuff. And this one's
Leanne,
one of
I
my
can make
favorite.
contact.
My little retard bomb. It's an R bomb, but you know what it means.
Yeah.
But, she is, so for those of y'all new to the chat, thingsofholding.com. She is a little small business out of Alaska. She does stickers, magnets, all kinds of snarky magnets, and then we have our own creator stuff. Here you can get our stickers with "This was fun, have a day," our magnet, our sticker with our logo. There's several other creators. If you go, we've got TJ's Take Up Your Cross.
For the TJ.
If you're ever looking for some good God in your life, go check out his podcast. He comes on right after us. He is amazing. Best voice you'll ever hear on Rumble.
Yeah, best voice on Rumble.
Then we've got some hot seat. It looks like we got a little bit of hot seat left, guys. But once Hot Seat Mafia stuff is gone, it is gone. And I think we are working on a new one because it seemed like everybody in the chat yesterday decided they liked Mama's Mafia as our
That is the
new
running
name.
The running new name for the chat is the
Mama's Mafia.
Mama's
Mama's
Mafia.
Mafia.
I like it. It's got a certain onomatopoeia going on.
I wanted
I wanted
the
to call them
salty
saltines.
crackers or the saltines.
I like the
saltines.
saltines. I like
Yeah, I
that.
wanted the saltines, but
but right now Mama's Mafia is winning in the chat. Now
Very
we can
very
flip
cool.
this. I'm counting on y'all.
but yeah, so head over thingsofholding.com, use the code STM10 when you guys get it to check out. I love Leanne. She was our first sponsor, and she's going to be forever have a special place in my heart.
That's cool. Love it. Okay.
So
She's up there in
Neat.
Alaska fighting off polar bears and stuff. That's
But-
crazy.
so
Fighting off polar bears in Alaska.
I lost track of where we were. Oh yeah, then we have the Katy, Texas too, because again, this
Oh.
is infiltrated all over
Yeah,
Texas. This
Al
is just,
Huda Islamic Center of Katy, Texas.
Yeah.
That's been going
so
up.
this one is the school board meeting. Do you remember this
Mhm.
lady?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. Well,
So I know you guys are gonna have stuff to say on this one.
Oh,
Yeah, let's see.
gosh, that just had to be
where's our
reminded.
sound? Well, I don't think we have sound with this one.
Well, you had me at fourth grade teacher.
I was gonna say you can read it.
I can imagine.
Not quite sure why
It's
we have no sound.
About all I need to know at this
All right.
point.
Yo.
Anyways, this lady goes on to talk about how it's like it must have it in schools. We must talk about it in schools to kids and things like that. And
Yeah.
we saw how this played out last year in Wiley East.
Oh yeah.
When they came in giving out hijabs and
Yep.
Qurans and all of that. And I
Yeah. So in Islam, there's a concept called dawah. If you haven't heard of dawah, it's basically the first phase of a takeover. It's where you go into a host country or a host nation that's not Muslim, like say Jewish or Christian, like in the United States, and you act like you're a part of the community, and you just want to teach them about your culture, and you want to bring them in and give them an understanding of why we wear the hijab and why we believe what we do and how good Sharia can be for your land and blah blah blah, which is why it doesn't surprise me that a fourth grade teacher is going to be insistent on bringing these lessons into the classroom and starting them young and starting them, at a formative
Yeah.
age, because that's the first phase of a takeover. And
Yeah.
and Dawa is everything is real sweet, but after a while, once the population starts to turn, it goes real bitter real fast.
Oh, and that was one thing we talked about in episode 2 is I brought up Yuri Bezmenov, and here we're gonna have a little I'm gonna foreshadowing.
We're getting dramatic. Yes.
So this is subtle foreshadowing. This is our last show of the week, and then the Monday we're gonna kick back off. But I have a question for the chat. What is more detrimental to our society right now? Is it communism, socialism, or is it radical Islam? And they're both being spread the exact
It's a
same
hard question,
way.
isn't it?
That is a hard question because
And
they're
so
both
on
being
Monday,
used
tune in 3
conjunction
o'clock
with each other.
Central. We want to talk about it. We're gonna.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So if
buckle up for
you guys
the
haven't
Red
watched,
Scare.
if you guys haven't watched, go to they're on YouTube. There's just type in Yuri Bezmenov. He does an interview back in 1984. He's a KGB defector, and he explains the entire plan of how to get Marxism into the United States.
It's the playbook. It's essentially the playbook that the special forces still use for regime destabilization.
I mean, and if you look at it, it's the same.
Gosh.
You can see it'll be the same playbook as Islam, as radical Islam moving in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How within 10 to 15 years you can completely destabilize a nation.
Yeah.
It's
they're doing that here because they know that an all-out invasion, and make no mistake, this is an invasion.
It is.
But an all-out military invasion would never work with the United States because geographically it's impossible.
We've
been blessed by that.
Between our military and then just civilians with guns, there's just no way it can happen.
Oh, absolutely. However, if you do it from within, if you use our laws against us, which is what they're doing, this is an invasion. But the reason they're not using airplanes and cargo ships,
they don't have to.
We
They can do it without firing a shot.
Yeah, they don't need another.
They're going to do it at the voting booth, and
Exactly.
and there's nothing Republicans will do about it because of yesterday's episode. We don't vote in primaries.
Yeah.
We don't vote in the midterms. We only vote if it's a presidential election, and there's a hard pill to swallow for the red.
Well, even here in Texas alone, when I pulled the numbers for just Texas primaries, 10%. 10%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Show up to
Ashamed
vote.
of that.
And
I'm gonna have to eat some crow here because this past primary was the first primary that I ever voted in. And now I'm frustrated with everybody that doesn't go vote in the primary.
listen, I get it.
Eat that too.
I get it because again, like I said, I'm newbie to this. And now when I was on the liberal side, we talked about this, like we talked about it yesterday, when liberals view this as their religion. They vote like it is their gospel. It's their God. And
so does Islam.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Because it is.
Because it is. Like when you don't have our God, the Christian God, the one true God, you don't have that to look to. You don't have a moral compass.
No.
No.
I think it was Michael Pagano in our last episode. He said whenever he was over in Afghanistan, like you had to be very, very, very aware of even children because sometimes they would put down a gun and pick up something else, or they didn't have a moral compass to know to not hit the medical person who had the Red Cross on them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They were all hands on deck. So
Salty could answer a lot of how that is. I mean, over in the Middle East, how that.
I have 2 deployments in Iraq and 2 deployments in Afghanistan, and I have seen grown men chased out of villages by kids chucking rocks. Because what are you going to do? Shoot them?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how young
so
they're
you're just getting beat in the face with rocks and just bloodied by these kids, and they got arms. They get them in the MLB. Like there's a future there. Right.
Chucking rocks, man.
People just getting blasted, and it's like, okay, well, this.
But if we stick on this Katy, Texas topic, Nick, what you were saying, the Sharia city that is now being built in Sharia in Katy. So this one's going to be a little longer. It's like a 6-minute long video. We'll see how far we get into it.
That's so long. Gosh, it's so long.
It's long,
I'm used to my shorts.
It's long, right?
I'm used to my shorts.
I know,
did
me
this whole
too.
thing backwards.
Six
I
is
started
long,
on shorts and then went long form.
My attention span isn't that long anymore.
So here we go.
Introducing the Al Huda Islamic Center. A beacon of unity and learning in the heart of Katy, Texas, the Al Huda Islamic Center is not just a place of worship, it's a dynamic hub of religious, educational, and social activities.
Violent,
Tonight on Rare TV, a Muslim Brotherhood mastermind is building an $80 million Sharia city in rural Texas. And he's pushing for Texas taxpayers to fund it.
She might be on our team.
Longtime Muslim Brotherhood operative Man Al Kuda is turning 30 acres of Katy farmland into a fully autonomous Islamic enclave called Al Huda Islamic Center.
Wow.
Just like it's the same
Wow.
thing. It's meadows. It's Epic City all over again.
Yeah.
I have something on that, by the way, when it comes to how, because Epic City, they got a lot of opposition, and there was one main reason why they got a lot of opposition that made the actual Texas government, not their city government, but the Texas government that had to step in. It's because the Texas government received thousands of calls of constituents that are in the area saying, why is this happening? Why are you guys letting this? Do you know this is going on? Well, Al Huda has only gotten, maybe a handful.
Yeah.
And so it's not on the government's radar.
And what I also worry is because midterms are coming up, because Ken Paxton played a large part in shutting down the meadows and shutting down Epic. And now Ken Paxton's focus is obviously elsewhere because he's running for Senate.
Yeah.
Albeit I'm not a massive Ken Paxton fan.
We could have gotten rid of Ken Paxton.
I mean, I'm not.
Sorry, I was holding it in. I was getting ready to.
I could tell you were about to burst.
I'm going to say this.
Where we're at. I feel like
John Cornyn.
And see, that's where I feel like I'm having to endorse people I don't really like, but we're stuck with them. I don't care for Greg Abbott. We're stuck with Greg Abbott now.
I'm with you on Greg Abbott. Yeah.
And especially Greg Abbott in this particular topic. Bothers me because he says one thing, but his actions show another. His donors show another.
Yeah.
Well,
Greg Abbott, when it comes to him and his donors and everything, Greg Abbott is not a leader. So he'll see what Governor Ron DeSantis is doing, and then he'll follow suit. He never takes the charge.
Yeah.
And if he sees that there's a good response from whatever Ron DeSantis is doing, then he'll really do it. But what we just need someone better in the governor's seat. I mean, we interviewed an independent who is now a write-in. She was running as independent, but she couldn't get on the ballot as an independent, and now she's running as a write-in. That's Jen McRafoon.
Okay.
She's running as a write-in, and she couldn't get on the ballot because she was not either Republican or Democrat.
That's one thing I don't like about Texas ballot system. I do and don't. It is. I have a love-hate relationship.
We're kind of ostracizing some of the ones that actually have like a moral compass and aren't bought out by a super PAC.
Yep. Well, Nick stole my thunder on the Jen McRafoon. I'm all about Jen McRafoon. I'm going to vote for her. She is running on a ballot that will address exactly what we're talking about. That's what she wants to do. She believes that we're being attacked on multiple fronts, and she wants to focus on as many as she can. And she's awesome. I'm all about her. Go do your research.
She's a constitutionalist,
and that's where I don't like to call myself a Republican. I'm a conservative that leans right, but
you're a conservative constitutionalist.
Yes, because because my religion, obviously Christianity, does not, and I said this yesterday, it cannot line up with the Democratic Party anymore.
Absolutely, at all.
And
there's
that was,
no way.
As I got. When I became, and I kind of switched over, like I said, became a conservative, my walk with God got immensely closer, better. I am the closest I have been with God in so long, and my life is abundantly better the closer I've gotten to God like that. And it goes hand in hand. And it's like, I see all these liberal women that are out there, and it's like, well, no wonder you're so angry and upset. I was that person. I was now I'm like, I promise you, it's so much better over here.
Yeah, it's because you're being introduced to the truth, and you're allowing yourself to receive the truth.
Yeah,
like that's the basis of it, because you know the truth of Jesus Christ, you know the truth of the one true God of the Bible, and you allow yourself to receive that truth. They don't do that. Like they want to. They live in their lies. They live in their facetiousness. They live in all their deceptive ways, and that's where they stay rooted in, which is why they
align so well with the Islamic people and like that. And now we see this coming in, like here. This is This is what we have right now within our government.
Muslim representation in
Muslim
the 119th.
representation. In this
Wow.
Congress, we have 4 different ones that are just, that's in the House. Now, right now we have no senators, but give it time.
Yeah, give it time.
Wow.
I don't think it'll happen this time around, but probably within the next couple of years, we'll probably have some in the Senate if we don't do anything about it.
Yeah. And we even look over here, according to CARE,
Oh, CARE.
235.
They can't argue with it. They can't argue with it if it's their stats.
It's their stats, and that's kind of where I always try to pull. I'm going to give you your own stats, and I'm going to hang you with them yourself.
Where'd you get it? Fox News? No, I got it from you.
No, I got it from you.
You.
That's where everybody will tell me. Sometimes they're like, "Where'd you get that from Fox News?" No, I'm on purpose going to your news sources. I want to see what people say.
There you go.
So
that's smart.
CARE itself has 235 elected Muslim officials and judges. And that is up from 189 from last year.
Yeah, those judges, that's where Sharia starts, is with
bingo
Islamic judges, man.
And so like within the 2025 election cycle, then they've got another 38 to 42 additional confirmed winners among the mayors, state legislators, city councils, school boards, and judges again.
Here they come. Yep.
And if we do any kind of research on Brazil in the last 15 years, then we know that the revolution will actually start because of corrupt judges.
Oh,
that's where I think it starts.
And then you just see, if you take it, just some of the big notable ones. Obviously, Zohran Mamdani was probably the most notable, because it's New York City. It's one of the more, but it's have y'all seen this video, by the way, of Zohran? He is standing on stage, as she says in her Durka language, killing infidels with a sword.
And we pray daily for your success in this journey, inshallah. Thank you.
ناصرين لك على أعدائك المستشهدين بين يديك في جملة أوليائك والفرج المؤمنين على يديك.
We're not playing all that.
In the trash.
That's in the United States.
That's in New York.
That's in New York.
That is in New York City. He is on stage while they're sitting there saying, "Kill the infidels with swords," and he's just smiling and like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. One other thing to be mindful of is you go to a regular Sunday church and it's always got something with the Bible and there's passages in there, then there's lessons to be learned, and you always walk away feeling either like you've been evoked to thought or maybe you're a little inspired for the coming week. Go to a mosque, and from what I understand, it's all this pep talk about how they're going to take down the West, they're going to destroy the United States, about how the Americans are evil and blah blah blah. So it's a part of their very celebration.
I've got one more video, and then I think we're gonna have to start getting ready to close out.
We'll have to start saying our goodbyes here in a second. Let's start wrapping it up. This is a fun show, y'all.
So this is somebody. He is a ex-Islam extremist, is what he calls, and I think some of y'all might have seen this video.
Oh yeah, I think I know which one you're about to put up. Yeah, I've seen this guy.
As an extremist Islamist, I would only vote left. Why is that? I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle. That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with. I dare you to find one Islamic extremist that votes for Donald Trump. They'd give their vote to the leftist who wants to run around in pride parades. And Islamic extremists are against gays and homosexuals and transgenders, but they want the left to go and get busy with that. They want them go speak about the climate, go speak about abortion, go kill yourselves, go do that.
What is the fundamentalist and jihadi agenda for America?
The future of America has to be Muslim.
No.
All right,
I love that. I love that video, and I'll tell you why. It's very illuminating. It illuminates everything. It illuminates the left. It illuminates Islam, and it illuminates the right. Everything you need to know about what to do and how to act is in that video right there.
Oh yeah, and that's that. The fact that he sits there and is like, "I would be afraid of conservatives." That should tell conservative people we have a way to end this. They're afraid of us.
He's also telling you that the jihad is still here. It's just jihad by womb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's jihad by womb and by vote.
Yeah, kill yourselves. Go ahead. Abortion.
Yeah.
1 million
like it.
abortions happen every year. Like
Jeez.
1 million every year. That is we are killing ourselves off. And it's
I put a video up that said a third of Gen Z has already passed away. And they went around doing this whole, interview and asking them, did you know this? And they didn't know how. And then they're like, it's because of abortion.
Yeah.
Like a third of a generation.
That's just insanity. Like, and again, even as a liberal, I was always very much like, I can't come to grips with abortion and killing a baby. I got pregnant at 21. I was in a really bad spot. I was heavily addicted to drugs at the time, and it got me clean, and I've been clean ever since. But it's one of those things that's like, people will use that and look at me and be like, well, that's okay if you had done it then. Well, no.
Yeah.
How does that make that okay because of my bad decisions?
Yeah.
Like,
everything got better
okay to take a life.
Exactly. Everything got way better.
So much.
But
Hey, fellas, we're gonna do some something a little bit. We usually go through here at the end and read some of the super chats that were sent our way. I haven't really been paying attention what is coming across. But if you guys want to stick around, kind of help us answer some of these questions.
Sure, yeah. No, we're good.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
This hour went by so fast.
Yeah, hey, this was. Thank you for being one of our most successful, but not successful shows yet.
Started rough, it got better. All right, so we have first up the Amber May Show rated. Thank you, Rooster. Thank you for rating. And then Magic Woman. This is our Leanne. So this is our sticker.
Thank you.
Leanne, thank you for the gifted subscriptions.
Cool.
Jersey Talk.
They're going to make fun of me in here. It's going to happen. Here it is.
I'll see your double Obama and raise you at a... Yeah, see, at least, Jersey, I didn't do Clinton or Biden, okay?
I'm so sorry.
I'm not that dirty, okay? Feel salty.
Oh, my God.
Salty Tattooed Momma feeds salty corn the long ways.
So,
I don't chew.
This is whose spot we took over. We took his slot, hot seat.
Oh, okay.
The hot seat.
So he's a bit salty, is he?
And we got, let's see, Jersey Talks. I second that. Will y'all stop? I swear.
There you go. I second that. I seen him swallow. Yeah. Third. Salty.
Wow.
Come on.
You
know it's. You know. You know I got bear paws back there, right?
Why do I have to catch the strays here, guys? Come on. Thank you, Ellie.
This would be okay if you guys, weren't married and
right. It's here, Alicia. My coworker Pinky, because her hair is pink and she has no braids, said you're only playing small clips of what the Muslims are saying, not the whole context.
Wow.
Well,
love it.
Actually, no. This is just what they say over and over and over.
I'm only just small clips.
Say you guys want to field that one?
Yeah. It's just like our old friend, Matt Robinstami, who came on the pod and said, "Oh no, those murders were all politically motivated." Yeah. Oh wait, no, that's not a good representation of Islam. Iraq, Iran, Egypt. That's not a good representation of Islam. Yet they're all governed by Islam. Okay.
Hey. By the way, can anybody tell me if has the Iranian soccer team been seen since they got home from Australia? Saying
I haven't heard anything.
That's a good question.
Last I thought, they haven't been seen.
I haven't seen any of them.
I'm not showing the whole context. Sure.
Chinese and Russian athletes have been known to disappear historically, and now the Iranians.
How
do you like that?
Why is there Islamic phobic and homophobic, yet there is no
Christian phobic,
Christianophobic, or
straight phobic?
Heterophobic. There is a heterophobic. We got that.
They just call that. They just hate that. That's. I don't know.
Well, I think the reason there is,
and they don't fear any gay man, including me.
Exactly. Well,
they must be a friend of yours.
Is that how it goes? There is no such thing as phobias. Islamophobia.
Sleep on your.
Again, I don't like the term. Again, I don't like the term Islamophobic. I'm Islamic intolerant. Okay?
That's good. Let's educate some people real quick. Phobia means an irrational fear of something. We're not irrationally fearful of anything. We just want to speak the truth of what Islam actually is.
Yeah.
So we're
and
not
former Muslims. They may fear Islam, but it's not irrational. It's
Exactly.
a very rational fear.
It's perfectly rational
it's
because
not
it
an
says that now they
irrational
can
fear.
die. They
Right,
can
right.
legally be murdered now.
My head goes first. I know how this goes.
Exactly.
It's a Jersey. No, it's salty crackers.
Yeah.
Again, there's
I don't know.
already a
Jersey
creator
talks.
named Salty Crackers.
There is a salty cracker. We're fans of the show. He's not fans of ours.
He's
but,
a good.
you know.
His show is good though.
I
Alicia,
have a gun question I cannot answer.
Shooter
The shooter who stopped the active shooter had a silencer on his firearm. Is that legal? And why would someone carry like? Oh, well, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
It is legal. You do have to register it.
Yeah, and
so I can't answer
it's
that.
kind of a state. It's kind of a state by state. I can't.
What
remember.
state? I can't remember what state that happened in. Was
Idaho?
that here?
Was that
Is it Idaho?
It was in. It was at In and Out. I know
Let's
that.
see. I'm gonna look this up on the
But
fly.
yeah, yeah, it has to be registered. But you'd carry it because it reduces noise. And he was actually out on. First of all, it's the most American human on earth. He was out on a trail ride on horses with his girlfriend.
Oh, that's awesome.
He took a horse to a gunfight. The man was wearing a cowboy hat and jorts.
Let's
and
go.
Clint Eastwood's this thing and just look, hey, give him a medal.
I will
No,
say
he deserves a medal.
there is news, actually, updates on him. He is still listed in critical condition, and the wife or fiance does have, I think, a gifts and go going up for them.
Okay,
But
and that's for the guy who stopped
that's
the shooter.
the guy who stopped the shooting.
Okay, good.
He unfortunately played hero, played the in.
And he did what he was supposed to do. He got in between the villain and the civilian. So
the shooter in Idaho responded is what? Okay, yeah,
yeah, Idaho. Yeah, 6 minutes in is a marathon for some.
He's not wrong. Listen, I'm about to get really roasted here in a second. Y'all just buckle up.
New York is cooked.
New York is cooked.
New York and California. We just need to build walls around them, and they can just be their own thing.
I've often said that.
You know what? I'm going to oppose that. And I'm going to say we don't need to build a wall. We need to send in like Delta Force.
Yes.
Like we need to send in the military and correct all of this. So.
Oh yeah. Let's see. See, I'm not reading these, Jersey.
Big Matt is a fan of the show.
Big spoon.
Big Matt is not.
Big Matt's a fan of the show.
Oh, that's
okay. That's good to know.
Okay, and there we go.
My mother watches this, guys. Come on.
Well, there's all
She's
of our.
probably laughing too, right?
She probably is.
That might have
She's
been
going to
his
shame
mother
me.
running
She's
in.
probably going to shame me, but yeah. She's laughing.
That's so
My
good.
dad is having a hoot right now.
Oh, your dad's probably laughing so hard.
He's crying.
But anyways, it was great to have you guys on. Thank you so much for coming on, talking with us about this again. Y'all have got your ear to the ground on this, and I love watching the videos y'all come up with, especially. It fills me in as a local for what's going on locally around here.
Good.
Awesome.
I appreciate that a lot.
We need to have you guys on the pod, like one week we record, you need to come in.
Yeah,
I've been communicating with you for a while, but I just haven't, like, because we've had all these politicians come our way, so we're like,
right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we have one if you can help us.
Trying to get in touch with Brandon Herrera.
I have heard that name. Why have I heard that name?
He is Texas District 23. He's running for Congress right now.
He's also the unsubscribed podcast guy. He's there
on X. He's known as like the AK-47 guy.
Got it. Yeah, I've definitely heard of him.
Yeah, if somebody's look there, I'm casting it out there again.
Yeah.
I would love to give him a I've spoken with the person who he ran against in the primaries a little bit, but I would love to talk to Brandon. Brandon he's got a lot of ideas. He's not a lifelong politician. He kind of is one of those guys. He didn't want to get into politics. He was kind of forced almost into the politics world because of how things have gotten. And especially he's down in the San Antonio area, and we see how bad the border is there. He's big on that, and the data centers popping up, all that. So he is definitely somebody I would love to pick his brain and see what he's
Okay.
got planned for Texas.
We just had Jace Yarbrough on, and he's 32nd district,
Okay.
and he's probably going to be working with a lot with Brandon Gill.
Okay.
And so, I know.
That's my
guy.
Yeah. I'm a
And
fan.
then we're also
Huge
with
fan of
Mays
Brandon Gill.
Middleton. Mays Middleton is going to be taking over AG of Texas.
I'm glad
And
about that one. That I'm happy
me
about.
too. Me too. Yeah, he's going to be good for Texas, and I just got word that it looks like he may be bringing charges allegedly against Dr. Anthony Fauci at the state level.
Well, we hope so.
I just did a video. I just did a video on Fauci this morning. He had y'all. There are some new studies coming out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I love that Aaron Rodgers just roasted him, and no one expected that. Like, I have a newfound respect for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah. So, all right, guys, we're gonna close out and make sure before we head out, just give a last little plug with where they can find you guys.
Nick's Right Podcast across the board, unless you're on X, and it's Nick's Right Pod.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming
Thanks for having
on.
us, man. This was fun.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, everybody have a great day.